Alright, this is Barstow here, and I just wanted to share some information with you. I've just finished rewiring this motor for my Pfaff 130, and what I ended up doing is taking it apart, cleaning up the commutator. I had to run new wire to it. The old wire was chipped. It seized up in the body of the cast iron body of the machine, so when I pulled the wire out, it actually cracked some more. So saving the wire just was not an option, and that's going to be pretty common, I think, in these old machines. That's something I see over and over again. So now that I've rewired the motor, I've lubricated it, and just a quick point on the lubrication, what you have in these is something called a sleeve bearing. So there's sleeve bearings and ball bearings are probably the two most common I'm familiar with, and you'll see this little oil port above the shaft right here, and then there's another one on the back end there, and it looks like there's a little bit of cloth there, and what you're probably seeing there is some wool felt. After you lubricate that oil wicks down around the shaft, and you get these little pieces of I believe it's mica, so it'll feel kind of like a plastic kind of fibrous washer, and what that does is it allows that lubrication to seep in and around. The mica holds it through surface tension, and then you keep oil ready at the shaft, and it protects the shaft, keeps it from wearing out. So after I put this all together, I noticed that I can hear just a little bit of noise from the brushes there, and that may be because I didn't orient the brushes and put them in exactly the same way. Now I checked the curvature, and I know I matched the curvature to the armature that's in there, so I don't think it's going to be a long-term issue. The carbon will wear in as the motor gets used, and since I heard that, I was curious to see what kind of amp draw I was going. So I've got my fluke meter here. I run these testers through a power strip, so they aren't live. You'll notice that they're already hooked up. So I'm using the power strip as a switch at this point, just to control when I turn that on and off. So I'm going to turn it on here so I can share what that sounds like and what that looks like as far as the amp draw goes. So what you see there is I'm getting about a 1/3 amp draw. The motor's rated for 1 amp, and I don't know if I'm drawing less because there isn't a load. That's probably a piece of the equation. And then I don't know if I'm drawing less because the brushes need to finish readjusting and wearing in to the commutator now that that's been treated and they've been repositioned. So just thought I would share that with everybody here so you could see what my experience was. Rewiring this motor was very straightforward. The critical moving parts, that being that fan, is in the front and all the wires is in the back. And believe it or not, that's pretty much the first time I've come across that where I didn't have to dodge those moving blades, or I had to make sure I didn't have something rubbing up against a shaft. So kudos to whoever Pfaff had make these motors for them, because they are definitely very serviceable, and I would actually consider getting one to put on another machine just because of how easy it is to work around it. Thanks for watching. Hope that helped somebody out there, and talk to you soon.